The New York State Thruway Authority plans on changing the exchange rate for Canadian money used at tolls throughout the Thruway.
And that's important because, as we reported at 5 o'clock, the rate they have been using for a while means they're losing money on most tolls paid with Canadian currency. 2 on your side's Erica Brecher explains what's going on and how the cash-strapped authority responded when she pointed it out to them.
Earlier this week, we noticed the Thruway currency exchange rate is different from the market. The American-Canadian exchange rate is about 30%, where 1 Canadian dollar equals 70 American cents. But at the Thruway, the exchange is 20%, or 80 American cents.
Thanks. You too.
That's a great deal for anyone with Canadian currency. Because ever since the Canadian dollar dipped below 80 American cents in 2014, the Thruway Authority has been losing money on every Canadian dollar that goes through tolls.
So on every dollar of Canadian, we lose 20 cents here.
On Thursday and Friday, we drove through toll booths to confirm the math. We blurred out the attendants' faces because we didn't have explicit permission to record them. When I called the Thruway Authority and asked why its exchange rate hasn't changed to meet the market, they told me they watch the market but can only change their rate periodically. After 2 days of questions from me, they responded saying they're now preparing to roll out a change. They said, based on recent changes in the value of the Canadian dollar, we are moving ahead to implement an adjustment to the discount rate. This increase will better reflect the current market conditions and allow for a fair exchange in areas closer to the Canadian border. That's a big deal because until then,
So it's only $4, okay?
Okay.
the Thruway Authority will continue to lose money as it has for about a year and a half.
In Canada, it's 31%. If you change an American dollar in Canada, you only get 69%.
We couldn't quantify an exact dollar amount, but you can imagine it's significant in an area with a lot of traffic and a lot of people with Canadian cash.
You can do the exchange, right?
Yeah, it's
Thank
only worth $4.
That's okay. Thank you.
There's more. Not only does the Thruway lose money, but a clever commuter could actually make money so long as the Thruway maintains a 20% exchange rate. We paid our 15-cent toll with a Canadian 5. The Thruway said it was worth 4 American dollars. Subtract the toll and we're left with $3.85 American. Now do the conversion back to Canadian and we get $5.50 Canadian, 50 cents more than we started with.
So the Thruway rate has sat at 20% for a year and a half, again losing money for a year and a half. I asked this week why it's so different from the market, and now suddenly we're told they'll be rolling out a change. As a reminder, this is an agency Channel 2 has done several reports on regarding financial problems.
All right, so, unbelievable. So, Erica, what does this mean for Canadian drivers who try to make bigger bills?
Well, technically it seems that the Thruway can't refuse them. The toll booth attendants will ask for a smaller bill so that the loss isn't as great, but technically it can be done, and that's why a clever commuter, like you saw at the end of my report, could end up making money.
They're in the business of tolls and money in exchange, and they're not on top of this is disappointing, at least.
It is, especially for such a cash-strapped agency, so it's interesting to see that after 2 days of this back and forth, they said that change is coming.
If it was a private business, this would probably last about 2 days.
Yeah.
That would be it.
All right.
Thanks, appreciate it.